guys, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining us today. Today we will be speaking about the 5 coolest military vehicles you might not know. Please watch the entire video to figure out all the details. And guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell notification. Alright then, let's get started. Nations, particularly those with the assets to do such, are continually looking for ways of acquiring a benefit with the variety of military vehicles they field. Progressed economies like the United States, Russia, Britain, and Israel burn through billions of dollars every year to foster state-of-the-art military vehicles, some of which are cutting-edge to the point that today's difficult to envision they now exist. A portion of these vehicles stands apart with their strange plan and weaponry. Other people can keep away from discovery on the front line that makes them special. Some boasts about a mix of this multitude of elements arising at the boss lords of the war zone. Number 5. Carmel Street Fighting Tank. Considering everything, the Israelis are ordinarily at the front of the state-of-the-art improvement, and the Carmel fight tank is the same. Following quite a while of mystery and bits of gossip, the tank was long last revealed to people in general in 2019. The nation's experiences roused the improvement of the tank during the 2014 Gaza struggle, where heavy fight tanks had difficulties exploring restricted streets. The tank is monitored, but artificial intelligence executes the greater part of its tasks. For the most part, it's constrained by a straightforward Xbox-like regulator. How much data a human can comprehend is restricted, so the stage gives the administrator what he wants, Shabtai said. The vehicle can take the choice to fire at targets and permit the administrator to manage what he wants to zero in on. Be that as it may, as Israel's Ynet News brought up, the IDF isn't deciding to foster a completely mechanical tank. Israel's arrangements for its semi-robotized armored vehicles show its plans to keep fighters at the controls, yet completely protected from the external gratitude to man-made consciousness, and brilliant screens are taken care of by external cameras and sensors, Ynet noted. IDF authorities say it might be 30 years before Israel can convey an armada of completely automated armored vehicles. Be as it may, AI or not, the Carmel delineates the eventual fate of armored vehicles. Developing endless suburbia and the ascent of megacities make urban combat the standard in fighting. Huge, weighty tanks like the M1 Abrams and the T-72 are off-kilter stages traveling through tight streets. The pattern is toward creating more modest vehicles equipped not with an enormous solitary gun intended to take out tanks, but lighter-type weapons. Russia's Terminator 2 is a T-72 equipped with a 30mm cannon, projectile launchers, and against tank rockets. It's intended to be a combat support tank that helps infantry and customary tanks with capability, particularly in metropolitan regions. Number 4. USS Zumwalt. The U.S. Naval Force is exploring a significant boat adjustment for 3 secrecy destroyers that would additionally drive up the expense of the stage. However, it could convey an extremist new hypersonic ability in the continuous maritime rivalry with China in the Western Pacific. In a request posted on March 18, the Navy asked the industry for thoughts on the most proficient method to reconfigure the Zumwalt class to have bigger hypersonic rockets of a size that wouldn't fit the upward send of framework tubes, as of now introduced on the boats. The assistance likewise believes that businesses should give the rockets support programming and technology to help the rockets. In particular, the Navy is searching for thoughts regarding introducing a progressed payload module that can uphold the Navy's regular brief strike rockets in a 3-pack design, as indicated by the notification. 2 sources acquainted with discussions around the eventual fate of the Zumwalt class said it will be feasible to supplant the inactive advanced gun system. The first raison d'etre of the class, intended to help Marine arrivals with gunfire support from above and beyond the skyline, with the help of ideal payload modules supporting hypersonic rockets. Experts said doing so would change the DDG-1000s from ships looking for a mission into a strong regular obstacle in the Indo-Pacific district. This overwhelming construction, the USS Zumwalt, is the first of the Zumwalt-class destroyers. Maritime vehicles that give a brief look at how the eventual fate of maritime fighting could seem to be. It was conveyed to the US Navy in May 2016, highlighting a bizarre tumble-home structure plan which is more practical than tasteful reasons. That one-of-a-kind plan fundamentally chops down the radar cross-segment of the boat, making it a lot harder to identify on radar global positioning frameworks. The vessel can be designed with an enormous scope of weapons for both protective and hostile missions. Number 3. Cougar 6x6. The greatest adversary looked at by the Alliance troops in Iraq and Afghanistan is a secret one: explosive gadgets, or IEDs. The Cougar, which looks particularly gigantic in 6x6 structure, comes as the response to this danger. There are varieties of it serving in the British Army, including the Wolfhound. Illustrations gained from IED challenges looked at by troops in Iraq and Afghanistan prompted the improvement of this armored behemoth. The Cougar includes a novel V-molded frame that is explicitly intended to assist with avoiding the power of an explosion away from the vehicle. It is accessible in various varieties, yet the 6x6 looks especially impressive. It fills in as an exceptionally helpful troop transport stage in combat circumstances, where its armored casing can mean the distinction between life and passing. Number 2. Panache Crab. Here, Crab is short for Combat Reconnaissance Armored Buggy, and it gives a knowledge of the job performed by the tough vehicle in combat activities. A good shield gives all-over assurance against 7.62mm rounds and mounted guns splinters. The Crab isn't altogether helpless and can retaliate with assault rifles against tank rockets or programmed projectile launchers, relying upon how it's prepared. Stunningly better, it tends to be worked from a distance for invasions into a hostile area. The Crab is planned for exploring and assaulting missions. The standard form of the Crab gives all-over assurance to the group against 7.62mm ball rounds and big guns shell splinters. The maximum degree of assurance is against 14.5mm covering penetrating rounds. Expansion of brace field gives some level of security against rocket-pushed explosives. This vehicle endures 6 to 8 kg hostile-to-tank mine impacts under the wheels. The Crab is fitted with the NBC security framework. Different weapon choices are proposed. This armored scout vehicle can be fitted with a somewhat controlled weapon station, outfitted with a little or medium-type firearm, outfitted with protected 7.62mm, 12.7mm assault rifles, or 40mm programmed projectile launchers. Lighter adaptations are likewise accessible. This light armored vehicle can be additionally utilized as a weapon transporter. It tends to be fitted with hostile tanks or short-ranged air guard rockets. The Crab was uncovered with a 25mm programmed gun and coaxial 7.62mm assault rifle. The Panache Crab has a group of 3, all the principal elements of this scout vehicle. The vehicle is furnished with a war zone and executive framework. It tends to be fitted with a pole-mounted combat zone reconnaissance radar or long-range perception framework, but proposals are proposed. Number 1. ZIL Punisher. This surprising vehicle was created in Russia and is by large lightweight doesn't mean unprotected, and the vehicle packs sufficient reinforcement to protect its tenants from mines and projectiles. The ZIL Punisher is large to convey a crew of 10 combat stack troopers. It is controlled by a powerful 8-chamber super diesel motor that puts out 730 horsepower. That power is enough for a 93 miles per hour maximum velocity, making this one of the quickest armored faculty transporters. As per data from open sources, a Russian attack armored vehicle was made on the case of a CAM AZ 4911 game truck. 4x4 wheel plan, gross weight 12 tons, YAMZ 7E846 motor with 730 horsepower, maximum speed 200 kilometers per hour. The ascension point isn't under 36 degrees. The turning range is 11.3 meters, and fuel utilization is 30 liters for 100 kilometer at a 60 kilometer per hour. Safeguarded Vehicle TSSN has a combat weight of no less than 12 tons and is intended to convey 10 individuals. The Way explains the external comparability with the CLOP is that a similar subject matter expert created the plan. This via Stoklav Sahakian, who worked at the ZIL at Zero and later got a reasonable request from Fort Technology CJSC. There is a round sunroof with a chance of establishment in the rooftop weapons module. The base is V-formed for the extra scattering of the energy of a mine explosion or a hidden mortar. The wheels are shielded from slugs and pieces by steel wings. Lately, many new kinds of military gear have been placed into activity: tanks, armored workforce transporters, helicopters, and vehicles. A few new things have turned into the subject of wide discussion and cause of warm banter on the internet. Quite a while back, President Putin was shown an astounding armored vehicle, simultaneously looking like a Batman vehicle and an awesome armored vehicle from PC shooters. Normally, he promptly pulled, in consideration of military and car hardware admirers. Considerably more hype brought about the brutal name of the machine, Punisher. Well, that's all we have for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.